Pisces.
Hello Pisces, this is your January astrological forecast for 2017, so Happy New Year. Many of you might have already been listening to your annual forecast for the whole entire year, and if you haven't, you got that to look forward to. But right now we're focusing on January, and what a way for you Pisces to start off your month, because you have Mars right up against here Neptune, your ruler, in the first house as we start off January 1st. That allows you to really embed your vision, your hope, your dream, your goals in with fusion of Mars, which is action moving forward. Not only is this a great day, but it is a great way to start the entire year, because the infusion of these two will carry the signature and the imprint with it throughout the entire year. Having Mars in your first house, I see you being busy. You're active. You're out and about now, spreading your wings onto new goals. Mars, once it crosses that ascendance, it starts a new 2-year journey, right? Starts with the 1st, ends with the 12th. And having Neptune being able to give this to you, I feel it's like blessings from above coming your way that can be very creative, artistic, spiritual, romantic. So whatever it is you desire, this is what the gods, or shall I say the universe, is bringing to you. Now, wherever and whatever you have in your natal chart will really depend on how the outcome is going to be. Because if you have trines, sextiles, and whatnot coming into this constellation, well then, yes, you're going to benefit the most. If any of you have squares or oppositions to this Mars-Neptune, well then we want to be a little bit aware and cautious, because Neptune can spin a lot of illusions too, where it sounds like if it's too good to be true, well, you know what the saying says about that it probably is. If you're signing up for anything, you just want to make sure that you know where the funds are coming from, where the money is coming from, where your money is going, if it has anything to do with investments, because Neptune can be a little tricky. So just anything with fine print, just make sure that you read that too. Especially until January 8th, because Mercury, which is contracts, agreements, and so forth, any written documents, is retrograde. So don't sign anything, but research. Great time to do that. Now, speaking of this Mercury retrograde, it is in the sign of Capricorn, and it is in your 11th house for friendships. So this is where you might just see friends you haven't seen for a while. Maybe they'll just pop up. And this could be an enjoyable time to catch up with one another. This is also where your Sun and Pluto is. So maybe some of these friends or acquaintances or groups and organizations, which it also rules, could be very, very beneficial for you here now this month. When the Sun meets up with Pluto, that is that annual date where we up our energies and become more self-empowered, getting that infusion of Pluto, which is like a thrust to your engines, right? So yeah, we have also the full moon here, 14 degrees in Cancer, your sister sign. This is taking place in your 5th house, and that's a joyful area to have a full moon, to just illuminate everything that you find. Being creative within self-expression, love and romance, interaction with children, businesses that you rule and own will come into focus. The new moon, on the other hand, is taking place 0 degrees in Aquarius. This is for you, your 12th house, and this is the time when we plant our seeds, make our intentions, not just for the oncoming month, but for the entire year. And that's you now planting seeds, telling yourself, I'm going to make more time to step aside and focus on spirituality. So if you've been too busy, you haven't had time to meditate, do your yoga, whatever it is, try to have some of that be a part of your intention. But the 12th house is also very spiritual and creative as well, and romantic and humanitarian, so you might plant some seeds in those areas also. Venus has been in Aquarius throughout that of December, so working behind the scenes. You've been working on silent projects, maybe not fully ready yet to come out into the open. But you'll see that takes place January 4th when Venus moves out of your 12th house into the sign of Pisces, your sign, the first house. And let me tell you, when Venus moves into anyone's first house, that's when we radiate the most, when we really come across very charming, because all that Venusian energy comes out. Now, Venus not only will love to be in your sign, but she is joining the party of Mars and Neptune. So let me tell you, after the 4th, those last 3 weeks of January, a lot can take place. And it's all about enhancing you, your path, as all these beautiful energies are coming in to strengthen, empower, motivate, give back. You can be in the seat of receiving things from the universe right now, and you'll wonder, where's all this goodness coming from? But then don't forget, Pisces, you've worked for it in the past, right? When you were giving it your all, getting nowhere, treading water, right? We all have those phases of our life, and then suddenly it's like somebody opened up the hatch and everything comes falling down. This is January for you. Mars, Venus, Neptune. And so, yes, more on that as we go through the calendar of what you can expect here. But then we also have, I was at the new moon, yes, we got Mars too, changing signs, ingressing out of Pisces, where it is currently, not before the 29th though. So make the most of all this physical drive and ambition that you have, where you can motivate yourself to power up on this 2-year journey of Mars, which has just recently started in your first house. It's going to go through all the 12 houses. Takes 2 years, right? And it's beautiful because it started off in your sign. But on the 29th, it is heading into your income sector, where it's going to be present for February. More on that next month's forecast. But let me tell you though, you are laying the ground for what is to come next month, when you're going to be crunching all your numbers, and hopefully that will be good with the kiss that it had when it met up with Neptune. So let's start top of the month. Neptune and Mars, they are conjunct. As mentioned, that is in your first house. Moving on to the 3rd, we have great news coming from Mercury, which is the messenger, and it's bringing news from Venus. This is good, happy, harmonious news. It can come from a romantic partner. It could also be news of money, which Venus rules. On the 7th, this is when we have the annual meetup of the Sun and Pluto, where the Sun is being infused and powered up by Pluto, that pivotal point of transformation, which is going on in your sector for friendships, groups, organizations, powerful people that you can find in that area. They will come in and direct this energy here for you. Personal empowerment, January 7th. And to the point where it can even shift things in your life. Then we have on the 11th, we have Mars and Pluto. They are sextile. Mars being your goals, drives, ambitions. Pluto being nuclear, like I said, that transformational energy. Put the two of them together, whatever is opening up, whatever you're starting off on now, Pisces, it will just boost you forward with propellants that you don't see at any other times, other than when we have these favorable aspects. So at this time, I feel that you are full of conviction. You're seeing not only what's on your horizon, but you're in the power of manifestation. On the 11th, just a passing little kind of, I won't even say hiccup, because you're already, you know, in that Mars-Pluto phase, but the Sun and Jupiter are squaring. So while you're seeing everything unfolding, it might be unfolding so quickly that a part of you, your higher self, asking, well, how do I do this? You know, what's the legality of it? Jupiter rules the law. It rules justice. So you might just trying to be figuring something out, but that's in passing, because here on the 12th, listen, Venus and Neptune, if we talk about emotional, romantic situations first, both of them rule this. Venus is more your romantic sense in the physical embodiment. Neptune is the romantic sense in the spiritual embodiment. It's a higher octave. So this could be a day where you can have a great date night, candlelight dinner, music. If you're single, definitely don't sit at home, Pisces, because everyone is under the influence of this. And so we magnetize in that sense. Beautiful, beautiful time there on the 12th. But then this month has two stop signs. I'd like to call it for stop signs, red lights, okay? And they're in passing, so there's nothing long nor drawn out about it. But see, when Mars is moving direct, it's moving at a certain pace. It wants to accomplish, it wants to achieve, right? It's like, don't stop me now, right? But then here comes Saturn. And Saturn will just grab you by the neck and say, hello, wait a second. Are you sure this is what you want? And of course, when we hear that internal question, it opens up second guessing. It's like, yeah, at least that's where I thought I was heading. But then that doubt will be Saturn saying, well, what about that direction? So there's choices upon your path. Saturn is here looking out for you. Saturn is the taskmaster, right? And looking for the higher good of everybody involved. So if you're feeling frustration, then you're not getting the message. But as human beings, we feel frustrated when somebody holds us back while we're in full sprint, right? It's not going to take long. I would say, now that you're aware of it, pay attention to what's going on there on the 19th. Already on the 20th, whatever you were second-guessing, doubting, you will have that power of oneness and conviction, and you are ready to act up and go, and I would say powerfully. You know, on the 11th, you had Mars-Pluto in that alignment. Now, Venus and Pluto is coming into that very same degree of alignment. Now we're feeling passionate. We're feeling that love is really transformational. We're feeling money is now aligning, coming in. There's a lot of money that you could actually now receive. When I say receive, I'm not saying you didn't work for it, but it's coming to you, and I feel more so in chunks rather than in small amounts. Why? Because Pluto rules big money. The 20th is great. On the 23rd, more good news coming in. You're feeling great and harmonious about it. On the 27th, that is that second stop sign. This is now Venus being squared by Saturn. You might have felt really good about all that news, and the money coming in, the love coming in, but then suddenly comes this little voice saying, hang on, are you sure you want to go this direction with it? Is that what you want? It's not saying that that direction is wrong. It's just wanting you to make sure that it's right. So that will allow you to vacillate a little bit, and as long as we vacillate, we just want to hang back, do nothing. And again, you're not going to have to wait long, because on the 29th, that sense of conviction is coming back to you, Pisces, and you will know exactly what your heart says. You're in alignment. And then, of course, on the 29th, too, not only do you have the power of Mercury and Pluto being conjunct, but Mars is moving into the sign it rules, which is Aries. So that's like a double whammy energy, getting you all lined up where you need to go. And that is now going to be powering up your second house for money and income, how you can tweak it. So February is going to be all about crunching numbers, getting all your ducks in a row. More on that when we look into your February chart, which I'm already looking into, and it's looking super exciting. So you have a lot to look forward to next month. But first, we want to conclude January in the most beautiful sense. Now, we did have that new moon on the 27th, so remember for your intentions, the full moon in the 5th house for joy, happiness, self-expression. What a month, Pisces. This is all for you. So enjoy it. I will see you in next month. So go listen to your moon and rising sign, and for the full year's forecast, if you have it. I'll see you soon.